Hi, this is April with pitchstarterpacks.com, and this morning I am going to show you how to create a content upgrade with Canva templates using done for you content. Okay, so the very first thing, I am actually using a product from Publish for Prosperity. I don't know if you can get this one anymore, but a lot of Alice's content is the same. And so what I have done is I went through and I personalized this content, and I created a blog post. So now what I want to do is take these and use this format or something very similar and create a content upgrade as a planner in Canva. So I have created a new site called Dragonfly Design Lab, and this is the one that I'm going to use, this Canva template right here, because I was looking through them, and this one would go the best with it because of the content that's in it. And so I wanted to go ahead and show you how to do that. When you first get a product from me, you'll get something that looks similar to this. This one's for the rose bloom, so it doesn't go to the right one, but you would click on that, and then what would happen would be that you would come to this screen that says a template created by April was shared with you. Start designing now. And so then what you would do is you would click use template, and it will bring you into this template. It makes a copy of it. So what I always do is I actually make another copy. So go over here and do make a copy. And then what that does is that it makes a copy right here. So then this one right here, you could use it, you could leave it like this, or you could just put like template, or you could put do not use copy or something like that. What this does is it brings two of these in so that when you start editing this Canva template, you always have an extra. I mean, you could definitely go in and download it again and keep doing that, but you'll have to, it's just easier if you copy it to begin with. And so now what I'm going to do is you can rename this to whatever you're using it for. Okay, so then what I would do is I would kind of look at it. To do that, I come down here to this right-hand corner, and then I pushed all those little buttons. And so what you're going to do is kind of look at it and see which one of these you want to use and how you want to start getting this working. So the very first thing that I would probably do is I would decide which colors of my brand I want for this. So my brand is different than this. These colors are definitely not my colors. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this because I want to make sure that these look good when I'm done with them. Okay, so as you click the elements right here, it will show you this graph or this menu right here up at the top that has different options for you. And I'm just concerned with these three options right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down here, and these, excuse me, these are my colors. So let's see. We'll go ahead and change them all. So I'm going to go ahead, that says change all. I'm going to click down there and change those. And then I'm just going to like use the colors as a little bit as my guide and see if it works. Okay, so those are all of the colors, and then I'm gonna kind of look through and see if I like that, and if I don't, I'm gonna start again. So let's see, do I like, Okay, that doesn't look too bad. Question, let me see. It gets tricky if you have to change it. So I'll just go ahead and leave it like this. Okay, and then I need to name the workbook or the title. Well, I first need to decide which one of these three. So I'm going to go ahead and just use this one right here because I like it the best. And then I'm going to add my name here. Oh, you know what? I forgot I was going to work on a different. Okay, so this doesn't actually work because I forgot I was working on something different. Okay, so these are my branding colors, not the other ones. So what color do I want to make that? Let's see, do I want that? Okay, I'm going to use that. Okay, let's come to the blue. And then we want this red. Let's go with a purple color. Okay, so that just changed all of my colors for me, or most of them. And then I think for this one, I'm going to use it as a white. Okay, so then ways to prioritize your work. So I could use it like this, or what I could do is take this and put it up here. And one easy way to change things is just to like use these little, I don't know, guides, and then you pull them. This one only makes it bigger like this. But this one, if you pull this, it will actually change the size of what you're working on. So you can leave it like this or bring it up just a tad bit. And I actually am going to make that just a little bit bigger. Okay, so this isn't my color. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to change it. Okay, and if you want to get more specific with like the sizes, what I do is I copy this and then I'll take off one of them on each one of them. And then I kind of bring this one up. And then what I'll do is bring it over a little bit. Oops. You have to make sure you get this little, like the move, the universal move sign. Okay, so, and a lot of times I shrink these so that they're barely where I want them, so that when I move them, it will, it's just easier to handle that way, I've found. Yeah, looks like that's it. And then it will actually help you figure out where to put these. Like this one right here is just a tad bit. See, so you could do it that way. And then if you wanted to make this the same height, you would do the same thing. Okay. And then to move them together, I use the Shift button when I grab both of them. Oops. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is actually just a tad over this way and just a tad like that. Okay, so now what we're talking about goals, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the photos. I can either upload some of my own or I can use theirs. Make sure when you're using them, yeah, sometimes this doesn't work the way I like it to. All right, so that one's not going to work, but make sure you get the ones that say free. I am I'm not sure why that is doing that. So let me see. I'm gonna. Okay, so what I've done is I've grouped all of those ones together. So I'm going to move it slightly. Okay, so I honestly have no idea why this is not picking it up. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going, maybe that will do it. Oh, okay. For some weird reason, the thing around it, I wasn't getting underneath it. And so that's why it wasn't working. So if you want to keep this, you're going to have to move it, bring it up here, adjust this to the way that you want it, and then move it back. Okay, and then this is not my color, so I'm going to go ahead and change it to match my colors. Okay, so what I plan to do with this, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of this one. Let's see. Okay, so these are weekly goals and to-dos. This isn't, I forgot how to. I actually plan to put, what's this first? Okay, so what I did was I went into my, whatever this thing is called, I can't even think, my blog post, because I have rewritten this content that came with Alice Seba's information, and it's quite a bit longer. So there's two ways that I could do this. I could just do a content upgrade, which is probably what I'm going to do, or I could create something, or I could create like an entire workbook. So for this one, I might change this up a little bit and put planner at the bottom. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start deleting some of these because I don't want them in here. Or actually what I'm going to do is I'm gonna do, excuse me. Okay, so this has a whole bunch of different information. So let me see, Control V. And that is not my color. So what I plan to do is go up here and change the color. So I could use the blue, That's not my color right there. So I could use this blue right here, or I could use this color, or I could use this. You could add more description here. So what we're trying to do is like a weekly, and then like weekly goals, and then weekly to-dos. So how many is here? 1, 2, 3. So what I'm going to do actually is do it a little bit different than how it showed here. And I'm gonna delete all of these. Oops, I don't want to delete those ones. Darn it. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is add a line. Oops. So you could do like a dotted line, or I could just do a regular line. That's a little bit thick for me. So let's go. Let's see what that shows. Okay. So, and I could actually change this one as well if I wanted to. Okay. So it really just depends on the look and style that you want. I think I'm going to keep the dotted lines. And then what we need to do is copy and paste these so that they're, and I'm doing Control C, Control V. Because once you've got them set up, oops, they're just easier to put in there. Okay, so we're talking about the biggest priorities, and so let me see. I don't want all of these, and so I'm going to delete a couple of them. And if you do make a mistake, you can just do Control Z. Okay, so, or another way that you could do is you could just take all these out, and then Control C, Control V, and then bring it to where you want it to be. So that actually might be a little bit easier. I want it down slightly. In order to get all of them, I'm holding my mouse key down. Okay. And then what I plan to do, oops, I didn't hold it down far enough. You have to make sure everything is in there. And you could also group them. Okay, so what I plan to do is put up here, I'm going to put Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays. And I'm going to use this font right here. And if you don't want to do it right there, you could also come over to the right. Okay, so this one might be a little bit tricky when, okay, looks like it still worked. I'm using all the guidelines to figure out exactly where I want to go. If I want to move everything, I just highlight everything and then move it like that. So I can actually leave it like that, or I can only do the 3 because it, you know, a lot of times it says only do 3 priorities. So, but what I'm going to do is just make this a little bit bigger and put pick your, let me show you what okay, so just something like that. Trying to think if I can actually get all of them on one page, so that I can do like a few of them. So what I would do is create something like right here. Okay, so you could leave it this color, or you could make this a little bit transparent. But what I'm planning to do is actually make this white because it's just gonna be able to, you can see it better. Bring this up slightly. Bring these up. Bring these up a little bit. And then I'm actually going to count them and see how I can make this a little bit smaller so that I can actually add the other 2 days in here. So what's probably going to happen is I'm going to take at least 2 of these off. Okay. Okay, so then I'm going to take these, Control C. Oops, that's not right. Let's try that again. Control C, Control V. Oh, see how that almost works perfect. And then I'm going to add, so what I could do is put these exactly like that and then do some kind of like notes over here. Okay, so oops, let's try that again. I want this too. So I could put notes or to-dos or something like that. I've talked about this in my thing, so let me see. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm not sure if I'll be able to. Okay. All right. Just if I have time to do this. Okay. So then let me see. Oops. Okay. So this is the daily to-dos. It looks like I'm probably going to change this because it doesn't really look like a T. But if I change that, I'm going to have to, well, I guess that will work. Is that the right? No, it's not. Okay. And then they have like this little thing right here. So I could create something very, very similar to that. Okay. And what I'm going to do okay, we'll just delete these. And then we need to extend these. Okay, I'm just like matching up all of these. All right, so goals for the week. And we'll go with weekly to-do list. Okay, So okay. So I'm going to go ahead and extend these. I don't know if you noticed, but over on the side there's a little information, and I'm just keeping them at 3.5. Hopefully it works this way too. Okay, so these ones are a little bit shorter, or we could extend it to 3.5. Do 3.4, so I could either go back or I could just leave them. Okay. Okay, so these are our goals for the week. Okay, to get the best results, you should make goals for the week. Right? Oh my goodness. Write them down below. Okay. I'm going to take this off, these off, and then I'm going to put aprillamar.com. Okay. Okay. So since this is a content upgrade, I'm going to go ahead and take out all this stuff. Actually, let me see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually just go get a quote really quick. So goal quotes. Actually, let me see. Okay, so what I'm actually going to do is go into Brainy Quote because I'm more familiar with them, and I believe I can copy and paste. Okay, so this one's a good one. So I'm going to Control C, and then what I'm actually going to do is bring it over to text, copy it, and then copy it again. I'm doing this because I do not want all of the information in there. Okay, so oops. Let's go with here. All right. Okay, so now what we're going to do is Control C, delete that, Control V. I'm going to go ahead and delete these. You could put them in here, and if you were to do that, you would just come up here to this little link button, and you would add it, and then you would put apply. Okay. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to ungroup this. Control C, Control V. And then this is like a planner. So there's a couple of things that I might do here. I might change either this or these because it doesn't pop. So I want to make sure that it's like, oh, you know. And actually, what I would probably do is take this out completely because we're not really talking about ways to prioritize anymore. What I wanted to do was do like a 7-day planner or a month planner or something like that. So the first thing that we need to bring this up. And so there's your weekly goals and there's your daily goals. And so there's a couple of things I could do with this. Let me see. So I want to do Control C, Control V. So it depends on how many weeks I want to do. So let's say I want to do a 12-week. So how many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I could just leave them exactly like this, and that would be great. Another thing that I could do is I could come up with different, like a quote every once in a while. So like after every week, I could do some kind of a fun quote. I could change these colors every week to match my colors. So there's a lot of different things that I could do. I don't really have a call to action because I just don't. So I don't know that I would do that. But next I want to make sure that I'm putting my name right here. And I'm going to go ahead and change this because that color just doesn't work right there. And then I'm going to grab this so that it's consistent. And then about me, and then I would need to put a little bit of information in there. I might do these right here, but I don't even know if I do because I don't really have any channels for this particular one right now. And then I would come to upgrades. and I would just look for myself. I don't know if okay. So I would find one that I want to put, oh yeah, so it looks like we're having the same issue with this one. So bring it over, and then you could add it and then bring it back over. So if that's the one I decided to go with. Oh, and another thing that I could add is just like a blank page, and go up and then just do a fun coloring page if you have any, or something like that, because when you're creative, coloring is an outlet that you can do so that yeah, I might do that and just add a few coloring pages here, or you know, so it doesn't have to be like all of these. It could be just some fun things that people can do. So that is how I would create a content upgrade. I still need to go in and put in a little bit of information about me. I'll take these 3 out. I might leave the thank you and then refer them back to my site. But to download, you would just press download and then go to PDF standard and then come up here and name it. Well, I would name it first, and then you would hit download. So that is how you would go about creating a well, a content upgrade or a journal with these. So the sky really is the limit. I mean, this is what I started with right here. So it's got a whole bunch of different colors. It's got I mean, it's not the colors that I'm using at all. It has nothing to do with my brand. But as you saw, it's super easy to go in there and change things. I could take pages out. I could drag and drop them where I want to. And I could create something that looks completely different than what I bought. And it did not take very long. It took about 40 minutes. And that was with me talking and explaining and showing you how to go in here and create something for your audience so that they have something that they can use and something that they can get results from. This doesn't, if I wanted to, I could actually also sell this because it's, let's see, how many pages? I'm not sure. Oh, it's 31. Well, I have to take out a few. So it's definitely worth the investment for them as well. And they could use it as, well, you could sell it. So if you have any questions, please let me know. And again, this is April. And I was doing a how to create a content upgrade with Canva templates using Done For You content. I did use content from Alice Seba's. It's one of her goals. And you can grab any of her content, which she has tons of amazing content at aprilloves.me/PFP for Publish for Prosperity. If you were looking for the Canva templates, you can find the Canva templates that I create at aprillovesme/Canva templates. So again, this is April with nichestarterpacks.com. Thank you.